today is Monday, day 22, and as you guys can see, my house has decided to start going crazy. Now mind you, this is the brand new construction that I built from the ground up, and while I was in quarantine, my house decided to start acting crazy. So the guy is here in my air conditioner room, and he is trying to find out what's happening. And I learned something new about my house today, that this is the room that is like storage, and I have like my air conditioner and stuff. And the nice guy, as you guys can see, he's back there.
Get my bearings. The bathroom.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out either. So how far does that other side go? Because I didn't even know they had another side to the house.
Yeah, it goes all the way around the house.
Huh.
The other side. This side does too. Because the upstairs HVL for that bathroom, you can see it.
So he's trying to find, and I'm finding out that I have all these little areas in my house. So I have a whole nother side of, like, this isn't even my attic. My attic is a totally different place. So my house is like bigger than I even knew. But I don't think I could do nothing with this. But he says it's a whole nother side over there. We're trying to find out where the leak is coming from. And that's because of what my temperature is on?
Yeah, so the thing I hate about...
It's so hot. We gonna die in here.
Well, no, yeah, right. So you see how hot it is in here? So just imagine if you took a cup of water and set it right there. You don't think that cup of ice water is gonna sweat?
Hey y'all, so it is still the same day, and as you guys see, we are in a different kind of setup because I am getting ready to do an interview for my local news channel, and I have literally like 10 minutes to get ready. It's just via FaceTime, but they needed someone to do an interview since the kids are going to school virtually. They needed someone to do the interview, a mom who have kids that's, going to school virtually, and they want to interview to just kind of see, how we're preparing for that, any obstacles we may face, and all that other good stuff. So I volunteered to do it, and I've been corresponding with the news anchor, pretty much for the better part of the last 2 hours. And I told her that I would let her know when I was off of my regular job so that we could go ahead and get this done. I have not put on makeup in forever, so I'm excited for that. And don't worry, I will be washing everything once I'm done, and I'm not putting anything directly on my face. As you guys can see, I'm just putting it on my hand, and then I'm using the sponge to apply the makeup. So I don't want to cross-contaminate anything or anything like that. So I'm not putting anything directly on my face, but I am feeling a lot better. My legs are still hurting, but I put on my compression socks to kind of help with that. So, so far it hasn't really done anything for me, but I'm keeping hope alive. I still have like this very annoying cough that comes whenever it wants to come. It mostly comes when I'm laughing, and then it kind of just goes away until I start laughing again. So that's kind of annoying. So I'm just trying to hurry up, and I will take you guys along on the filming, because like I said, I don't know if I said this, but it is a FaceTime, because she wanted to do it in person, but I was just like, that's not gonna work. So she did say that we can do it via FaceTime. Like, she preferred someone in person, but I told her, I said, I did have COVID, still is, battling COVID, just waiting on my negative results to come back, and I'm going to keep her safe. And she was like, you know, if you don't have any symptoms or anything, I think we'll be fine. So I asked her, I said, well, have you been around anybody? Because she wanted to do it here. So I asked her, was she around anybody? And if so, has she been quarantining? And she was like, you know, she hasn't been around anybody with COVID. Well, neither was I. And I still ended up getting it. Not that I know of. So she was just like, you know, if you're more comfortable with us doing it online or via FaceTime, we could do it via FaceTime. And I was like, yeah, I prefer to do it via FaceTime because I'm paranoid about letting anybody in my house. Like the guy that came earlier, you guys saw, he came earlier to do my ceiling and stuff, which we found a whole nother leak, but we don't know where the leak is coming from, which is very annoying because I literally just bought this house not even a year ago, and I'm having issues with it. And these are not issues that I should be having with a brand new house, but that's neither here nor there. So I told her I was paranoid, you know, and she was just like, she was very nice about it. She was just like, you know, we can do it via FaceTime, and that will be that. So I am just trying to quickly get ready for that. I still need to fluff my hair out, make it look like something, change my shirt, and I will be back once we begin shooting.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty, so, what were your thoughts when you first heard that there would be virtual learning until Labor Day?
It actually works for me because I wasn't going to send them back anyways because I was affected by COVID-19. So I didn't want to send my children back into a school building, being that they can get infected or exposed to it. So it was a relief for me because I'm able to be at home with them. I'm able to have them on the computers, and we can get their education together and all of that good stuff.
And how do you plan on preparing? You know, normally you go get your school supplies and then just send them off to school. This year is just so different. How do you plan on preparing for this virtual learning environment?
So it's funny that you asked that because I just had a conversation with a coworker of mine, and I was saying we don't know if we should be buying school supplies for the kids. We don't know exactly what they're going to need. So right now, all that I can do is make sure that all of the computers that we have is equipped for them to be able to have the virtual one-on-ones or whatever they're going to do with the classroom. So that's all I can do right now. We do have some supplies from last school year that they can use, you know, pens, papers, crayons, things of that nature. I have a third grader and a fifth grader, so I think most of theirs would be computer based. I can only assume, but I really don't know.
Have you heard from their teachers at all?
I have not. I reached out to the school, I think it was a week and a half ago, and they just kind of said they don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to come up with a plan now.
Okay, and do you have like a room in your house that like will be designated to school?
Yes, so we have two. We have a computer nook that holds a desktop computer as well as a Mac computer, and then I have an actual room that my oldest uses the nook, and then my youngest uses the room that I'm in now. So they have their designated spots so that they aren't interfering with the others' learning.
And then today I asked a principal of one of the elementary schools, you know, what is your biggest tip to parents who are dealing with this? And he was saying, you know, that they plan on releasing a schedule for parents to follow every day. So it's kind of like school. Like you make up this time, you eat breakfast, then you do this and then that. Do you plan on following something like that?
Yeah, so when the pandemic first started, they were in virtual school, and it was a set schedule that they had to follow. So I was juggling my little one's schedule, my oldest schedule, as well as my work schedule. So I'm hoping that they have the same thing because it kind of made it a lot smoother than just, hey, have them do this or have them do that. They had their designated times where they had to log in and talk to their teachers, and it was very, very easy and simple. The only thing was just kind of trying to juggle 3 schedules in one, but we made it work.
So, do you actually prefer this as opposed to having to bring them to school every day?
Over the pandemic or just in general?
Just in general.
Um, For me personally, it's easier, but I know for them, they want to be with their friends, they want to interact, they want to have that time. But for me, it is a lot easier. Now, if I had to go to work on site, then my answer might change.
And do you feel like, oh my gosh, I just had a question. Hold on. Oh, do you feel like it impacts their learning ability?
I can tell you they don't prefer it, but as far as it impacting their learning, I don't think so. They're getting that time, and actually, I think that because of the way my kids' teachers did it last year, they kind of muted the students, so they had that one-on-one. It wasn't like, hey, teacher so and so, and they didn't have that distraction. It was just them, and then they will move on to the next student. So that one-on-one interaction, I think, is beneficial for the children.
Okay, and is there anything you want to see out of the East Atmos Care school system that they have not either provided or given yet?
Just real guidance at this point. It's a lot of parents that are trying to figure out what's my next move for my children. They're trying to juggle work-life balance, and a big part of it is figuring out what's going to happen with their children. So if we can come up with a definite plan so that we can put something in motion, that would be great.
Any kind of resources you feel like they should be providing?
Hopefully they'll do what they did, providing the kids with computers. Those kids who don't have the means to work from or to be in school from home. Hopefully they'll give them the computers, the internet access, and all of that stuff that they need. Just making sure that the kids are successful this next school year.
Alrighty, is there anything else you want to add that I haven't talked about?
I don't think so. I think we've covered everything.
Alrighty, well thank you very much.
Hey y'all, so I just finished up my interview. This was the completed look that I finished for the interview. I only had a little bit of time, so I had to make it do what it do. I actually have on compression socks with my outfit. My little is here because my oldest son, he actually filmed while I was doing the interview, so you guys will see a little bit of that. I'm trying to get myself back into my normal life, so this is what normalcy looks like to me. I can't tell you how long it's been since I've had on makeup. I didn't even wear makeup. Well, I'm lying. No, it's been about a month since I've worn some makeup, and this was my favorite pastime while we were dealing with COVID-19. This was kind of my way of coping, and I wasn't able to do that because I got sick. So guys, this will probably end this vlog. It feels good to kind of be back to my normal self. I'm not there all the way. My brain was like, during the interview, it was kind of, my thoughts weren't all the way where I needed them to be. But overall, I think that the interview went very well. So yeah, we're going to just go ahead and end this vlog here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.